Well, good morning. It seems we're live. Sometimes feel like I'm doing the Queen's speech here. So far I'm talking to myself, but as the day progresses, people often listen to this broadcast at a more convenient time. So today we are going to look at the fire element and its role within our hearts. We've just passed the summer solstice. We have yet to come to June the 24th, which is the sort of traditional Midsummer's Day. Sometimes a time for joy and happiness. Sometimes, because of the old sort of medieval quarter days, it was when people's rent was due and it would cause a lot of consternation. Anyway, the heart loves high summer. We've moved from spring into summer. It's quite early in our summer, but this is the highest point of the summer. The shortest night, the longest day. And it's a time to reflect on how our heart is feeling, particularly as we begin to edge cautiously towards coming out of lockdown. Some of us able to begin to join in with the rest of society. Some of us, either because of our own age, condition, have to continue to shield, have to continue to be very, very cautious. Many of my shiatsu clients I haven't seen for months are healthy in themselves, but they care for other people close to them who are at risk, and of that nature means that they have to be careful. So the world is an exciting place. Hello Deborah, I've just had a message. I'm close enough to the screen to see your name. And the heart needs to be kept safe. It wants to go out and expand out into the world. We want to be open-hearted. And yet, if we walk around with our heart open, things will happen that frightens our heart and makes us close up. In traditional Chinese medicine, the heart is the monarch of the nation of our body. If the body is content, the monarch, the heart, is content. If the heart is content, the body is content. The three protectors of the heart in traditional Chinese medicine are the triple heater. Triple heater energy doesn't correspond with any organs. It's quite a pugnacious energy. If the heart feels very vulnerable, the triple heater comes out like a minder, like a bodyguard, and says, "Hey, you looking at the heart? Respect to the heart." The next protector of the heart are the small intestine energies. Small intestine separates the pure from the impure. And on an emotional level, the pure and the impure are those things that we want to open our heart to, that we will invite in, that will become ourselves, that will make us content and happy. The impure are those things that will disturb the heart. So the image of the heart as the monarch of our nation is that the small intestine energy are the gatekeepers to the heart's inner chamber. And they say, "Halt, who goes there? Friend or foe? Friend, yes, we'll open the gates, come on in. Foe, you're just going to agitate the heart. Can't have that, go away, bugger off." Anyway, and then the friendliest and most compassionate supporter of the heart is heart protector. The poetic image is very much of an assistant, the prime minister to the monarch, the first advisor, the most trusted advisor, who will just take a bit of the pressure off, very subtly keep agitations at bay. So we're going to do a little Qigong movement which works with that heart protector energy. And the heart protector runs along the palm of the hand. And this Qigong movement allows us to look out through the gaps in our fingers, through the visor, at that exciting world. God, that world is exciting, but it is frightening. If we don't have that visor, we can retreat. It reminds me of my days as a child being hooked, absolutely addicted to Doctor Who. But as a 6 or a 7-year-old, Doctor Who was scary. And I had to look out at Doctor Who episodes from behind the settee. From behind the settee, I was safe. I could cope with the scariness. So, I'm going to move further away from the screen. If anyone else arrives or any comments, as always, when I'm too far away from the screen, I can see things have appeared, but I'm not going to stop and peer at you. So I'll reply to your comments, but definitely do something, type something, say something if when I'm further away from the screen you can't hear me clearly. So let's just see where the camera is pointing. See if we have room. Yes, it's a bit lopsided. Let's have less of that side wall, a little bit more of the centre of this space. And you don't need anywhere near so much of the ceiling. It's not a movement which involves reaching up above our heads. That's good. So these little broadcasts, in my head, they last about half an hour. But there's no timer. I don't sort of have a cut-off period as such, so they might last a little under half an hour, they might last a little over half an hour. It's really nice not to feel constrained saying this class is going to last. So that very freedom is already making the heart feel happier. Let's arrive. My favourite way of arriving is simply placing your feet a little wider than shoulders, feeling the earth. If you can't feel the earth, you haven't arrived. Putting your roots down. If anything stops you physically feeling the earth, a number of my clients are on chemotherapy or have had chemotherapy over the years, and it interferes with their nerve perceptions, particularly in the feet. So use your mind. Feel the earth, feel the weight of your body with your mind. Imagine how your feet touch the earth. Wiggle your knees a little bit. See if you can really let as much of your feet touch the earth as possible. That's good. And just for a couple of minutes, let's just gently swing the body. Empty coat sleeve arms. That's it. Letting your weight shift very, very slightly from one side to the other. So the first thing is just simply, how is your body today? This moment. Not how was it yesterday, or a month ago, or when I was in the prime of my life. When is the prime of my life? Always now. Not how the body ought to feel, but how it does feel. Letting your head turn on the shoulders. Letting the spine turn where the body is happy to turn. Allowing knees and hips to get involved with this gentle swing. Not pushing through resistance. Acknowledging and being honest if there's a dodgy hip, a vulnerable knee, maybe an ankle doesn't like taking your weight. Perhaps your body feels wobbly, so don't let the arms swing so much. Listen to your body and respect it. The heart demands respect. letting your head gently turn, eyes gazing out beyond the walls of this room, out to a distant horizon. If the mind takes your eyes up to look at the ceiling, to look at the blue skies, that's fine. Just gently bring it back to the horizon. If the mind takes your eyes down to the floor or the floorboards, that's fine. Just bring the mind's eye back up to the horizon. If your ears take your attention out to a lawnmower outside, that's fine. Simply notice that and then reel your attention back to the horizon, back to the here and now. Playfully take your attention down to the waist, to the core of the body, the low back, the belly. See if you can let the waist, the core of your body, lead you into each swing. It's not your head, not your eyes drawing you from one side to the other. Not the big muscles in the thighs pushing you from one side to the other. The core of the body draws you, and the rest of the body just has to follow. The waist draws the hips round, hips draw the knees round. Waist draws the chest round, shoulders following, head bringing up the rear. All the time, relaxed weight of your arms just hanging off the tips of your shoulders. That's good. Okay. And then to bring this movement, this arriving to a finish, don't put the brakes on. Just allow the movement to reduce little by little, half by half by half, until the movement doesn't stop, but simply disappears. That's it. Bring your feet back underneath your shoulders. Knees soft and wobbly, so not locked backwards, not bent so you lose height. Just a little wobble. We have arrived. We are present. We have turned up. Feet, your roots giving you stability, confidence to allow the heart to begin to open. Connect with that image so common in Qigong, Tai Chi, other martial arts, that puppet string, that sky hook, that golden thread coming down from the sky, drawing the body up, lightening the body, taking the weight of the head off your shoulders, allowing the spine just to hang softly, legs just hanging off the hips and the pelvis, little wriggle. If anything's a bit stiff, wriggle, acknowledge it. It might stay stiff, it might disperse. No good, no bad, just the way it is. That's it. So, to give us more stability to work with the heart energy, we need a slightly wider stance. Not incredibly wide, so we're not going to go into a sort of horse stance, which is classic for many wide stance positions in Qigong, but ever so slightly wider. So just shift your weight over onto one side, lift your foot very slowly and carefully, and then just place it the width of your foot further away. So just moving it out by 3 or 4 inches to one side. Shift your weight over, lift your foot very, very carefully, slowly, and place it just 3 or 4 inches wider. So it's a slightly wider stance. In these days, politicians love having this sort of power stance. But what it does do is when you feel unstable, it allows you to drop down and feel a little bit more grounded. So if your heart does feel vulnerable, does feel wobbly, you will find that this slightly wider stance, intuitively, you will just drop down. So we won't be intentionally dropping down, but during this movement you will find that at certain stages the body just wants to drop down a little. That's good. Now, the world. Someone has arrived, but I'm too far away to see what your comments are. Do I stop and peer at the screen to find out what you've written? I'll look afterwards. Just hope that the sound is getting to you. Most Qigong exercises have a passive gaze. You're just passively looking out at the horizon. But for this heart movement, let the eyes open wide. Wide with anticipation, with excitement. You're looking out at this frightening, exciting world. And to make it safer, one hand just comes up and you look out at the world between the gaps in your fingers. Palm facing forwards. Finger gaps like a visor. Like a screen. If you're looking at a big fire, bonfire or a bright light, you protect your eyes so you can see what's going on out there. That's lovely. Now, whichever hand you've lifted up, let the body move towards the side of that hand. So you're just scanning the horizon, scanning that lovely, exciting world. And you go as far as you can comfortably go. So you're not forcing that turn. If the back or the shoulder doesn't like going round, don't force yourself into tension. So just turning to the point where you feel a little bit of tightness beginning to build up. This dangling hand comes up and presses across in front of the chest. It's using that heart protector energy to keep the heart safe, not pushing the world away, but just keeping it at a safe distance. Now when that hand can go no further, the upper hand comes back and says, "Oh, I can take a break, I don't need to protect you." And the lower hand becomes your visor. Your visor to the outside world. You're scanning the horizon, looking around, eyes bright, excited. What is out there? Where will your path lead? And again, just turn to the point where the body begins to resist. This dangling hand uses the heart protector energy to press across in front of the chest. Again, not pushing the world away, just keeping it at a safe distance. My left shoulder doesn't move as well as my right, so I can't push any further. So that's my limit. Let that upper hand come back. Sigh with relief. It says, "Oh, I can drop down the shoulder size." And the other hand protects, keeps life at a safe distance without blocking it and shutting it out. When you can go no further, that dangling hand presses across in front of the chest. When that can move no further, the upper hand sighs with relief, drops down, and the hands swap. See if you can let the movement flow so there isn't really a beginning or an end. Pressing across. It's that press across that makes us want to drop down low. Let the breath come and go whenever it needs. Trust your body to decide when to breathe properly. Press across. A little bit of power needed, which makes you want to drop down. The hands swap places. Keep the eyes bright and sparkling. Like a child who's been told they're going to go on an exciting journey. Oh, God, I can't wait. But, oh, what will I meet there? We'll just do one more movement to each side, pressing across, that lower hand coming along, the upper hand knowing that it can take a break from keeping us safe. Sliding round. Last movement, pressing across, the upper hand comes back. This time both hands turn and drop down. And to finish the movement, the hands just gently drop down. Again, this circular movement dropping down is simply saying to the heart, we've been working with you. Our energy has been up in the chest, but now that chi needs to drop back down again to a lower centre of gravity to give us stability, back down into the storehouse, back down into the hara, the dantian. Let the hands hang. Shift your weight again very gently, lifting one foot and just bringing it back under the shoulder on that side. Shifting your weight back, lifting that foot, bringing it back under the shoulders. So you're back into the shoulder width stance. Knees soft. Arms just hanging. Connect with the earth. Feel the earth under your feet. The physical sensations of whatever surface you're standing on, a yoga mat, a carpet, floorboards, paving slabs, grass. And then let your feet sink down. Your roots don't hover on the earth, they sink into the earth. Arms hanging. Once you put your roots down, connect with the sky so your body doesn't get weighed down. Stability with lightness. And then breathing. Softly breathing. Letting your awareness be aware of the movement of the belly. Waistband of your trousers. Leggings getting a bit tighter as you breathe in, a little looser as you breathe out. Breathing out, creating space for the next breath in. Breathing out, waste, you've released. Breathing out anything you no longer need. The in-breath like a magnet, not only drawing chi in to the core, but that in-breath telling the chi from the heart centre to drop down, to go back down to that lower centre. There we are. I think that'll happily do us. Now, there's a couple of little things. Now I'm a little closer, I can read what anyone's saying. But two little things. I want to do a little test. When I do Zooms, I have to turn on a special button which says original sound if I don't want the Zoom software to interfere with the real noises that are created in this room. So we'll do a little experiment. But I also just wanted to read you, wherever I've put it, it's disappeared. Oh, so maybe I won't read it to you. Oh yes, I will read it to you. I used this during our Saturday Qigong class. It made me think of summer solstice. Made me think of a trip long ago to the Shetland Isles in high summer when, yes, the sun did drop below the horizon, but marginally. We couldn't sleep. We just gazed at the horizon, wondering when the sun would come back up again, but the light hardly got dark at all. And this seemed a very nice, appropriate poem for this time of the year. It's called Saving Daylight. Suppose for a moment you live in a land amazed at what happens during summer solstice. Very strange things begin to occur. Instantly, there is little darkness. Night that we are so used to, gone. What is left is the brilliant colours. Daylight from dusk to dawn to dusk again. A light in all its energy and brightness. Yes, we are north of the 60th parallel, land of the midnight sun. I have been here before and seen things, gazed upon the horizon, waiting for darkness to reappear, holding on to summer in all its life, love and beauty, to see it ebb once more as daylight fades to night. So, to reflect during this time, maybe just for 5 minutes, maybe for today, this evening, think about what you do wholeheartedly, not half-heartedly, not doing things disheartened, wholeheartedly, following the heart. And to say farewell, this is my little test, because if Facebook uses any software that interferes with the sound, this will not chime. It will chime and then go dunk and stop after about 3 seconds. Whereas if Facebook software behaves itself, this will chime. And just like so many Qigong movements, where you don't put the brakes on at the end, you let the movement reduce and reduce and reduce until it doesn't stop, it disappears. I leave you to wonder at what point this chime disappears.